So we're going to go straight for it. And it's my pleasure to introduce to you, if you don't, oh, well, everyone in this crowd knows him, some people on the stream don't. I think they're learning very, very quickly what he's all about. From Team Acer in the red trunks, it is, of course, the Protoss player from Finland. It's Elfi. And I'm not sure anyone could have predicted that against this fellow over here, it'd actually be one game up, and there was no luck involved in that. That was just straight up good play. He crushed that, and this player is up against it. But let's be honest, he's not the kind of guy to crumble under pressure. He's from Team Millennium, hailing from France. In the blue trunks, ZvP to the southeast, it is Stephano.
And I just, thinking back at every move Stephano made in that game and where it really did fall down for him, where it didn't work, I think he played it out amazingly. I think every decision he made as well was pretty top-notch. The thing that he was maybe expecting was more of a Colossus play, because he thinks to him, I'm pretty sure that Stephano, and I'm sure that maybe Blink can back me up later, is that he's pretty confident against those kind of pushes, because he knows there's X amount of force fields. Eventually, he'll be able to break through Lings and Roaches. But that didn't happen. And he covered himself with a Spire, but he didn't build a Hydra Den at all. He's like, no, I don't need a Hydra Den because I can actually do this with Roach and Ling. So I think the only change that Stephano will make, even if he doesn't build Hydras, is just have the security of that building down. Yeah. With 77 drones, 3 bases.
There's no reason not to have a Hydra Den.
He has more than enough money to build the Hydra Den and just replenishment for a couple of Roaches. That's all the difference is. And then he has that option to just adapt a little bit better to what exactly Elfi had. And having Hydras there, and with the range upgrade, even though force would come down, Hydras would still be doing damage over top of them and melting everything so fast, because Roach and Lings, they obviously can't fire over force fields. So that may be the key here for Stephano. But on the other hand, Elfi, nobody knows how he plays. Nobody understands what goes through Elfi's head apart from cats. So the thing is, what is Elfi going to do? Will he change it up this time around? Will he not play the same and be adapted and reacted to?
Elfi's mind games and builds are incomprehensible, apparently, to humankind. So I suggest that you ask the cat, it might know. But whatever the case, a hatchery does come down here for Stephano. And thinking about the whole Roach Hydra thing, just going straight back to Roach Hydralisk, one has to wonder if then there's the possibility of losing to some kind of quick Colossus transition there. But
absolutely, but I mean, Stephano is the king of scouting. And he didn't make any mistakes with scouting that game. He played that fine. But if he sees a Colossus transition and he has a Spire anyway, it's very easy just to throw on Corruptors. And never at that point can Elfi have enough gas to have enough Colossus where Corruptors are too few. Because Stephano's economy will always allow him to have enough of anything as long as he just has the specific structures to enable that to happen. So we'll see what Elfi's got planned for this game. Once again, Stephano has that Overlord on the natural, has vision of Vespene guys number 3 and 4, and will start to build his image of what is going on behind that wall off on the ramp there for Elfi.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, you don't really want to do that against Elfi. You don't. You assume an image and it's something else. You don't know. He's too sneaky in that respect. He is changing things up completely this time around. Good map for it. I like the fact that he's playing to the map, not just the map, but the positions as well. Close by air, and the Stargate is on the way.
And he throws down a 3rd gas as well. We'll have to see what he does follow this up with. It could be a double Stargate, and it is going to be a double Stargate. So, he's going from completely different builds. The thing is,
are you surprised?
Double Stargate, and it's a decent build, but the problem is Stephano going to scout it, more importantly? He doesn't see the gas been taken on the natural, which is smart of Elfi to take the right gas, not the left gas on his natural, because Stephano could very easily see the left one with the oval, but cannot see the right one at all. Can't even see units going in and out. So that is a bit of an aid here for Elfi. The Overlord south, by the main base of Elfi is not close to the double Stargate. So he could actually land a big surprise here and catch Stephano off guard. And could, and I say could, take the series.
That would be a massive upset, possibly the biggest upset of the tournament thus far, if that were to actually happen there. Not a lot of people were really expecting it, but at the end of the day, if Stephano gets out-mind gamed by Elfi, which is Elfi's biggest strength in every matchup, then wow, I think a lot of people would be highly surprised. But hey, he's already won the first game very convincingly. Double Stargate Void Ray is the plan right here. Where are the Overlords? There's one here. Elfi needs to be very, very careful with how he goes. There is a corridor that he can hit, but he doesn't want to go too far back.
I'm going back to that gas again. I think that's the sickest thing ever from Elfi, just to take one gas instead of two.
Yeah.
Because think about what Stephano's seeing. He sees no gas. He's like, all right, you know, he's probably throwing down gateways. All right, he's going to come with his big attack. And look at the production tab. Units are being made, not drones. 55 drones he stopped at. He's expecting a gateway pressure now, or a big, significant push from Elfi. But that's not what's happening. Stephano, for the first time that I've casted his games, is making that misread until now. He sees the Void Rays, immediately throws down Spore Crawlers everywhere, and is like, oh, I did not see that coming.
You never see it coming with Elfi. You have no idea what's going on behind there. People don't give him enough credit. Elfi is one of the smartest Kronos I've ever seen. He is incredibly intelligent, and as a direct result, he can catch players of this caliber out. There are now 5 Spore Crawlers going down, and he, of course, needs to be very careful with his control here. One Spore Crawler goes up, needs to get out of range. Another Queen comes in, he snipes that Queen off there and tries to focus on that. But this is, of course, very static in terms of its defense.
If he goes to the natural, it's completely open, but Elfi doesn't know we have map hacking skills, so there's no Spore Crawlers whatsoever. Some are crawling down there, but he's still doing damage. But if only he'd go to the natural.
Yeah, don't kill the roaches, go for that, because at the end of the day, you need to do economic damage here. A Spore Crawler has now been redeployed, and there that Queen is going to go down as well. Still full Void Ray. He's got to be careful. He's losing another one there, losing a little bit of control. And the counter-attack is coming in, but I believe he's fully walled off here with that single cannon, so he doesn't have anything to worry about from that. And he's going to try and take the Roach Warren out as well. I like this decision, but I don't think he can do it. He needs to bring the Spore Crawlers down, losing the charge there on the Void Rays as well. And he's actually going to follow this up with a lot of gateways. And I don't know. Let's see how much damage that did. Honestly, not a lot.
Whoa, Elfi. That's 7 and an 8th one coming in a second.
8 gate Warp Prism follow-up.
He just lost the gateway on the natural as well. Lings go in and Stephano sees everything. This is terrible now for Elfi. There's Hydras now. The Hydra Den is down. Hydras are in the making. And upon seeing this pure gateway little transition here, the Hydras are just going to come out and they will never stop coming out. And Elfi is in a world of trouble. This double Stargate gamble didn't work. And Stephano, even seeing it the latest time, still was able to keep calm, drone up, Spore Crawlers, and stay just so steady in the game.
Yeah, I'm sadly not entirely convinced by Elfi's execution of that. If he'd done significant economic damage, if he'd gone straight for that, going for the main hatchery, great, yeah. But as soon as you realize there's 5 spores down, check the natural. Find out what's going on. Maybe, just maybe, if he's had 5 spores that he's made, he can't afford that many of this natural. He could have done damage there, and he missed out on an opportunity to do so. And now, well, he's up against Hydras with Void Rays and Phoenixes. That doesn't work out so well. Warp Prism is, well, was trying to get in there, but has not managed it.
And what Elfi is looking for is to use the gateways, of course, with the Warp Prism. He's just trying to find a decent angle to go from. If he goes in the main, the Spore Crawlers and units, and Stephano, even though he hasn't creep spread between bases, like the main and natural, it's not that big of a deal because it's only a very short distance. And now he's using Overlords actually to cover that angle up on the natural, but Elfi's going to try and go. There's so many units out. The supply tab, it's double the army right now here for Stephano with 70 more roaches in. So it's going to be near triple digits very soon. He's going to be 3 times the size.
Well, this is why that attack had to do economic damage, because he was already ahead. He was already on 3 bases. Elfi knows that taking a 3rd base against Stephano is incredibly difficult. The thing is, Stephano is now 2 bases ahead, which is a disastrously large amount. And he's got 6 Void Rays out here, but there are still, well, actually, there's only 10 Hydras. Potentially, he can pick them off there, but it's still very concerning. There's another 7 coming in.
It's a very tense moment. Elfi's going to try and go for it. The Force Fields are going to have to push a lot of these units away, but the Spore Crawler's in the middle, another bad angle, but he has to take it because if he doesn't, Stephano will kill him.
Yeah, and he's backing off now, taking a lot of losses in the process. He knows he can't fight something that large. Look at the size of that army. Hydra's starting to chew their way through there. He's focusing fire down as much as he can. The Hydra count is still at 10. Void Ray count is actually still at 6. I think he's got enough Void Ray firepower to break these Hydras here, but what else will he be able to do with it, more to the point?
Yeah, he's got a decent amount of Hydras, but the Void Rays now, there's nothing there to protect them. The Spore Crawler's Queen.
That's the G